Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Apex Racing TV, iRacing Live, and Motors TV for a very special event here. This is the Kia Club Series charity event, sponsored by East Coast Hydrographics, and all proceeds are going towards Rethink Mental Illness and Samaritans. And very special two races of racing we've got tonight. Adam Bath here alongside me is iRacing World Championship driver Alex Simpson. Alex, we're usually used to doing the Kia Optimas here on Apex Racing TV, but we've got the Kias and we've got the Roof C-Specs with us tonight, so it's going to be an interesting two races.
Yeah, it should make for a little bit of a change. Looking forward to see how the two cars work together. Now, from what we've been told, it looks like the roofs have been have had 80 kilos worth of ballast added to them as well to try and even them out. Right now in practice it looks like they've got the slight advantage still, but it is pretty close, so I do think we're going to have an interesting race on our hands. Of course, totally contrasting cars. We've got front wheel drive versus rear wheel, and I think we'll definitely see perhaps the Kias struggle a little bit through the corners. Obviously front wheel drive just getting a little bit more understeery, but then on the reverse as well we may see that the roofs become just a little bit more twitchy coming out of the corner, so maybe won't get as good a drive out there as well, depending on what track conditions are going to be like over these two races. So could be could be a very interesting dynamic how it's going to work. Certainly the Kias are a little bit bigger, a little bit bulkier as well, so they can use their weight, I dare say, going into the corners. And as we know as well, the Kia Club drivers, they're pretty accustomed to doing a little bit of that.
Here's the format for tonight. Then we've got a 20-minute qualifying session going on at the moment, about 15 minutes or so left there. Then at 8:20 we've got a 30-minute race. And then at 9 o'clock we've got a second race with a full reverse grid. It'll be interesting to see if the organisers allow every single driver to be reversed, so that he who finishes last shall be first on the grid for the second race of the evening. We're here at Brands Hatch in England, the Grand Prix circuit. Great racing, of course, for GT cars. Alex, I don't know about the Kia Optimas. It's a bit of an undulating circuit, but I still think it's a track that all the drivers on this grid should love.
Yeah, I think so. Everybody knows Brands well. We've visited this circuit so many times in all of the different sort of Kia series that we've covered in the past as well. So yeah, good to see this this chose for the charity event. And like you say, actually, I think it will sort of play into to both cars' sort of strengths in different areas of the circuit as well. So like I say, I think they've chose well, and yeah, it's going to make for two exciting races.
Oh, we were joking before we came on air that the drivers that are usually used to the Kias now driving in the roofs, a different dynamic of driving altogether.
Oh, completely. I mean, the front wheel drive just chalk and cheese compared to what they've jumped into now with the rear wheel drive roofs. So, I think the Kia is a lot more stable over bumps and curbs than the roof, and I think we'll see a lot of those maybe have little minor incidents with getting on the power where they start to bounce around, just the nature of that sort of rear engine rear wheel drive car there. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who's really got to grips with it as quickly as possible. Of course, there are some setups that have been shared as well, just to try and help those drivers that don't have the experience in either car get up to speed as quickly as possible, which is great from the organisers.
And a reminder why we are here tonight. Charity event following the conclusion of the Kia Club Series Championship, which finished last week at Donington Park. Pete Harrow is becoming a two-time champion of the series there, and it will be back in a few weeks' time here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. This event tonight will be supporting Rethink Mental Illness and Samaritans, the two charities there. You can find out more information in the description below, and you can donate using the PayPal email address donation@theclubseries.co.uk.
Yeah, already tied up in the memorial of Jacqueline Boulton. You can check out the website there and make your donations on there as well. So jacquelinek.boulton.muchlove.com. Head on over there and yeah, like I say, leave a donation, comment, and share and like the page and all that goodness. Help the charity out.
Track temperature, Alex, today 38 degrees, 30-minute race, of course. So these Kia Optimas, we always see during the broadcast that we do, the tyre temperature should be a factor, really, and the tyre wear as well as the race progresses.
Yeah, 38. I mean, that's not too bad. We tend to see anything sort of in the 30s. They hold on all right. It's when we get sort of 40 and above that they start to struggle. So an ideal temperature for this race. A little bit of cloud cover, partly cloudy, barely any wind. So yeah, I think like you say, perfect conditions for a bit of racing out there.
Piers Pryor was fastest in in practice earlier, and he's top of the qualifying tree at the moment by quite a bit, in fact, at just over a second ahead of Michael Hall, who is the quickest of the Kia Optimas. So a second there difference between the Roof C-Spec and the Kia Optima. We still have got just over half the session left, so let's see if anyone's able to improve on their time there. Ashley Blake Hood, another Kia driver, in third, Pete Newman in fourth, Andrew Brown in fifth in another of the Roof C-Specs, and Tom Stanley in sixth in the Kia Optima, seventh Diogo Melro, eighth Clinton Bell, and ninth it was Clinton Bell, but now he's just been moved down a position. Then it's Sam Reed rounding out the top 10 in another of the Kia Optimas.
Just for for everybody's reference out there, of course. So we're just on board with Piers right now, and you can see that the indicator on with the graphics, we've got obviously a green stripe for anybody who's in a roof, and then we have the red stripe for anybody in the Kia as well. So should give you an idea, and actually there's a good mix. I'm just looking at the times now, and it looks like so I think perhaps we were thinking maybe it would be a little bit more dominated by the roofs out there, but it's not the case.
Pretty even split, and they should be starting all together. I believe it is a standing start for both the races tonight, so it'll be definitely interesting to see the different dynamics away from the line. We always see in the British Touring Car Championship the difference between front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive away from the line, and we'll be seeing it here tonight with the Kia Optimas and the Roof C-Specs.
I am quite surprised that we haven't had a rolling start, because I think that would have evened it out quite considerably. So, but nonetheless, it's still going to be exciting to see all of them at their way down and into Paddock Hill Bend for that first time, as they're all going to be carrying quite contrasting speeds. As it looks like at the moment qualifying just seems to be about trying to find some clear track. Everybody really struggling for to get their lap in, and there's sort of almost racing going on out there right now.
I've seen some of the Roof C-Specs being able to flash their lights as well, telling drivers to get out of the way. Drivers will be desperate to improve their times. Very close between Ashley Blake Hood and Michael Hall. Michael Hall, I think, driving he is in a Kia as well. So very close between those two. Ashley Blake Hood, experienced Kia driver. So is Michael Hall, driving for race up in the Pro Series. Roy Ververke has turned up tonight as well. I think he was voted most improved driver in the Club Series proper last season. Maciek Sakovic is in a Roof tonight. He was the first season champion of the Kia Club Series and has put in a lap time that will put him in 6th on the grid at the moment. Just a few hundredths of a second away from Roy Ververke as Sakovic loses control and into the gravel, Alex.
Yeah, it looked like he was just sort of trundling along on the inside, coming down Paddock Hill Bend there, just to stay out of the way as the traffic got through. He just lit those rear wheels up, trying to rejoin the circuit. So he's still on the grass, Sakovic. That ain't going to work, and just whoop, round she went. Rear wheel drive for you, and you're going to go out and get away with that tonight.
I think that might be one advantage that the Kia Optima drivers have. They'll be able to give it to the Roof C-Spec drivers and know that they can't give anything back. I'm also sure that if they give them the slightest tap to the rear, that Roof C-Spec will be around, not like the Kia Optimas, who can give it a footful of gas and bring the car back around. Jamie Fluke has just gone onto provisional pole position, just 100th of a second quicker than Piers Pryor. He too is driving in the Roof C-Spec tonight. Jamie Fluke was second fastest in practice, and he has bettered his personal best from the practice session as well by just over 1/10 of a second. So Jamie Fluke is on it as we're now entering the closing stages of the qualifying session.
Now, you're saying about obviously a little bit of contact and being able to spin these roofs around, but I wonder what is going to happen when a roof meets the rear quarter panel of a Kia. I mean, now we know what happens when a Kia and a Kia meet like that.
Yeah.
It's just disaster every time. But yeah, are we going to see this big pile of mess, or is it just gonna ricochet off each other? It's going to be interesting.
So the Kia drivers know that the roof C-Spec's weakness is, of course, the rear-wheel drive nature of the car, and I'm sure the roof drivers know that the weakness of the Kia is that rear quarter panel. So it'll be interesting to see if that factors into any of the drivers' strategy during the two 30-minute races here at the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit tonight.
I was about to say, not that we are expecting an all-out war out there where it's just people knocking each other off the circuit. This is a charity race after all, so... But I think there will be a little bit of that going on, certainly at some point. So obviously the guys just having a little bit of fun tonight more than anything.
Running through the top 10 quickly once again. Jamie Fluke on provisional pole, Piers Pryor second, Ashley Blake Hood second behind Piers Pryor in third, then fourth it is Michael Hall, fifth Matt Bunn, sixth Roy Verke, seventh Magic Sakovic, Pete Newman in eighth, Andrew Brown in ninth, and Chris Wood rounding out the top 10 there. Chris Wood also Kia Club Series driver, had a strong end to the season, signed up for a better team for next season there, so interesting sights there for Chris Wood in his future Kia prospects.
I know the front two are second clear at the moment in qualifying, but I don't expect the race will be quite the same. I think once the cars are fueled up a little bit, we'll see a little difference there as well. So this is definitely where the roof is going to be at its best when it's low on fuel. The ballast not such an issue, but as soon as they load it up, it's going to be a little bit more tricky.
Is the roof going to find it tricky in the opening laps, Alex? Due to its rear-wheel drive nature, it's probably going to take a bit of time for it to get heat in its tyres.
No, quite the contrast. Yeah, I think where obviously we see the Kia obviously really struggling with building up pressure and things like that. Oh, just on the camera I was looking at right then, just seeing something going off. I think Matt Bunn and someone else involved in something there. I'm not sure what that was, but yeah, someone obviously did take too kindly for a potential overtake going on. But I don't think the rough is going to have too much problem. I think literally the heat that it needs to gain into the tyres, build those pressures up into the right range, will be done by the time they reach Paddock Hill Bend. Just all that force going through the rear wheels off the line will be the job done. Much like the Kia in the same way, really. The Kia does exactly that with the fronts, and that's why the rears are always all over the shop, because it just puts a lot of pressure into the fronts as it gets off the line. So I think a rush should be fine. Maybe a bit understeery for the first couple of corners, but yeah, it's not going to play into too much of an issue, because everybody's going to be checked up this first lap, just trying to all work their way, because we have got a whopping grid out there right now as well, 46 cars.
46 cars, yeah, and of course a mixture, as Alex was saying earlier, of Kia Optimus and roof C-Specs. Is definitely going to be interesting to see them all starting together in just under 5 minutes time. Tom Stanley is starting in 6th. He's just coming out of clearways now. Just going to see if he's going to put a lap time on the timing screen. He does a 1:40.1. I think that's just a out lap there, and he'll be on his way. See if any of the drivers are coming across the line here. Diego Melro, Kia World Series driver and races in the Pro Series, comes across the line 1:33.5. That's not an improvement on his personal best either. So drivers just getting ready, getting their final runs prepared, and then they'll be on their way to try and improve their starting grid position. Reminder, of course, that here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live, we will have a whole load more Kia action over the next few weeks. However, we are, of course, on week 13, so we do have a week off in the Pro Series, and of course the Club Series finished for their season.
We do have a week off-ish, but of course we have the 7K race as well that's going on as well. So the race against Ash Sutton. So with the iRacing Pro drivers are allowed to compete. So is anyone above 7K, and then there's a few people bought their way onto the grid as well. So I expect that to be quite a fun race.
And that will be next week. Final stages of qualifying then. 3 minutes to go. Jamie Fluke is on it. He's just gone through Westfield Bend. Don't know whether he might have just picked up an incident point there, but he definitely looks on it. Is the Winter Series champion. Getting all sorts of sideways there through Sheen Curve, going through Sterling's now, and on his way towards Clearway's final corner on the circuit before heading back down the front straight. Behind him he's got Jonathan Rex, who is on a quick lap as well, but I think Jamie Fluke might just be winding himself up to get one final lap in the books.
Well, he's about to get a whole bunch of traffic as well. You're right, it wasn't a very good lap for him, just a I'll say that, 128.1, but a little bit of traffic come out of the pits as well. Some of that gets out of the way very, very quickly. I think he's okay. Where's the next bit of traffic? I think he might be alright actually, depending on who it is. Should have a clear lap here. So we'll stay with Jamie and see if he can improve at all. But yeah, I think Piers is out there as well. So these guys definitely battling each other for the pole position right now.
Chris Wood has gone up to third in his Kia Optima, 128.7. So only 9/10 of a second difference now between the two Roof C specs at the front of this grid and the first of the Kia Optimas. Ashley Blake Hood is still in the pits, and he's running out of time to get out there and try and improve on his lap. So it looks like at the moment that Chris Wood will be best of the Kia Optimas. Jamie Fluke then going through Westfield Bend, down towards and up the hill, in towards Sheen Curve. Got just under 2 minutes of qualifying left, using all the curbs there on the inside. Now getting it over to the right hand side of the track before swinging it in to Sterling's. And now we've just got the short run towards Clearways, and then the drivers can open it up as we go along the front straight. You will have one more lap time. You will have one more lap on the clock, Alex, think after this.
Yeah, it's just whether or not he's got the fuel to do that, and the tyre, of course. Let's have a look, see what the lap time was. It's 128.0, so good lap time, but not an improvement. So just 2/10 off of his current provisional pole position.
Here's Pryor comes across the line. He's got his last lap was invalidated, so he's got one more opportunity to do so if he's got the fuel and tyres. Only 2/10 of a second slower, Jamie Fluke, than his personal best in qualifying. But I think that might just be his qualifying over. I don't know if he is staying out. I think he is. Yes, he is. So we'll see if he's able to improve on that in the closing stages. Chris Wood in third, then Ashley Blake Hood dropping down to fourth. He's in all sorts of trouble at the end of the pit lane. Not the first time that Ashley Blake has been involved in problems in a pit lane before, bringing memories back of Spa from a few seasons ago. Michael Hall in fifth, Roy Verke sixth, Matt Bunn seventh, Pete Newman was 41st in practice. He's got a good lap time together in qualifying to get him in eighth. Andrew Brown in ninth, and Tom Stanley in 10th. Magic Sakovic has just fallen back a little bit in the closing stages of this qualifying session then. Back with Piers Pryor. He's going into Westfield Bend now, and then on his way towards Sheen Curve. Of course, last lap time invalidated, only 100th of a second between him and Jamie Fluke on the qualifying sheet. Took a whole lot of curb down the inside. I don't know if he's picked up a slowdown for that, but he still looks like he's on his way.
Yeah, you can take quite a bit through there, so yeah, uses every little bit that he can. A little bit of traffic ahead. I don't think it's going to come into play. Might just be a bit distracting more than anything. Not going to pick up any draft off of it though, so let's see what his lap time is as he crosses the line. Does he improve?
Yes.
He does. Takes pole position right at the death of the qualifying session, away from Jamie Fluke.
Not his quickest lap time of the evening. He did set a 1:27.558 in practice, but a 1:27.697 by Piers Pryor is enough to put him on provisional pole for the time being. Let's see if anyone else is on a quick lap and trying to set one just before the session ends. Checker flag is now out. Michael Hall coming across the line. He's provisionally in fifth. So say 1:28.950, just not enough to improve on his personal best. Anyone else in time here? Christopher Sherburn.
Pete Harrod, I think he's tucked up behind somebody else at the moment as well, so I'm not sure he's going to be able to improve. They're trying their best. I think they might end up having a little battle, maybe a little bit of slipstreaming going on there just to try and help Harrod out a little bit. Let's see as he comes around Clearways through Clark Curve towards the start finish line. Does he improve?
Yes, by quite a bit. He goes up to 6th position.
Yeah, impressive.
The two-time Kia Club Series champion then gets himself inside the top 10 at the end of the qualifying session. And I do believe that we've pretty much had everyone through. Jamie Fluke on a slow lap. Mark Woodhouse, we'll let him we'll see him across the line then. He's provisionally in 29th, comes across the line, does a 1 fit, doesn't even do a lap. I think it's just invalidated there. So Mark Woodhouse not improving on his time there. And I think that is the grid set. Yes, it is. For the first of the races tonight. And we have, as Alex was mentioning earlier, got a bumper grid here. We've got 46 or so cars on the grid. So this is definitely going to be interesting when the race gets underway in a short period of time. Let's have a look at the grid then. Piers Pryor will start on pole position. With Jamie Fluke alongside him on the front row. Two of those guys are roofs. Chris Wood in third, Ashley Blakehood fourth, Michael Hall fifth, Pete Harrod in sixth, Roy Ververke will start in seventh, Matt Bunn eighth, Pete Newman ninth, and Andrew Brown rounding out the top 10. Tom Stanley will start 11th, Maciek Sakovic 12th, Sam Rees in 13th, Diego Melro 14th, Richard Gore in 15th place, Clinton Bell 16th, Kip Stevens will start 17th, Jay Wright 18th, Tristan Bodis 19th, and Scott Malcolm in 20th. 21st, Max Wright. 22nd is James Leggett. 23rd, Law Murray. 24th, Sean Gardiner. 25th, Ben Warburton. 26th, Lewis Bibby. 27th, Jason Rowe. Jonathan Rex 28th. 29th, Mark Woodhouse, and Darrell Rampton in 30th. Anthony Mahoney in 31st. Christopher Sherburn 32nd, Chaz Draycott 33rd, Michael Jones 34th, Jörg Danker 35th, George Ratchis in 36th, Jason Greenfield 37th, Trevor Blackburn in 38th, Cesario Viso 39th, 40th Ben Hackerson, and the cars that didn't set a time. Dan Hunt will start 41st, Ben Palmer 42nd, Liam Atkins 43rd, Alex Bristow 44th, Jack Baggerly in 45th, and Ethan McColgan will start in 46th.
Some job as always there, Adam. So always manages to fill those grids up for you, don't we?
I think that's what they do. Otherwise, I'd be out of a job, definitely. Piers Pryor then on the front row of the grid. Be interesting to see who gets the better start out of him and Jamie Fluke. Of course, both of them in Roof C specs, and see how different they get off the line compared to Chris Wood, who is the first of the Kia Optimas in third. We've just got about 30 seconds or so left before we get the light sequence.
Quite a cluster of Kias behind as well before we hit the next rough. So yeah, definitely will be interesting to see who's going to get the best launch.
30-minute race, of course. And if you want to find out how you can donate and support our various charities tonight, look in the info description below, and more prompts will be on the screen as the two races progress. Here we go then. Rows begin to build. And the Kia Club Series charity event is underway. Two roofs get away well from the line. Let's see how they all do into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Look how much they pulled away from Chris Wood as we head into the right-hander. It's going to... Oh no, they're all sorts of over the place there. Chris Wood is off. He's back on again. This allows Michael Hall through into third place. Down to fourth goes Chris Wood. It looks like, though, Alex, everyone has made it through the first corner Paddock Hill Bend without incident.
Awesome. That's exactly what we wanted to see for this one as well. And yeah, initially the Kia's got a great start off the line. Someone running very, very wide through Graham Hill Bend there. I'm not sure who that was in the background. But yeah, and then of course the Russ just stretched their legs and pulled away. So, but to be honest, those little group that were ahead of the next bunch held on to their position. So yeah, definitely this race is on just as we thought we would see. Michael Hall leads the way for the Kias, but up front still Piers Pryor, Jamie Fluke, just 1 and 2 already starting to pull a little bit away. Now these drivers are very, very quick in the Kia as well, and just using all their experience in this roof, and yeah, looking good.
2x2 through Sheen Curve. That was very close between Pete Harrod and Ashley Blakehood. Of course, these two know each other from their Kia Club Series pursuits. And Matt Bunn is in and amongst the pack there. He, of course, is racing in the Roof C spec, so he's trying to find his way through here. Going into Clearways Go, Blakehood and Harrod, they're still side by side. They've been going at it now for a good half a lap. And Blakehood's now going to be on the inside as we come across the line to complete the first lap. Of course, as Alex was saying, the Kia Optima's got a great start away from the line. Of course, their traction starts off well and gets progressively worse as they get away from the line. Whilst with the Roof C specs, their traction starts off starts off bad and then gets better, of course, as the traction goes towards the rear wheels. Looking at Matt Bunn now, Alex, he's definitely in a spot of bother here, trying to get around these Kia Optimas.
Yeah, right now as well. He just looks that rough just looks so small and puny compared to these Kias as well. Just one little tap and you know he's going to be sent flying. So he's having to be particularly cagey the way that he works this traffic as well. They're not slow ahead of him as well, so it's going to take him a little bit of time to work it. And thought we had the opportunity for a run going into clearways that last lap, but just couldn't quite pull it off.
Into the first lap, Piers Pryor led Jamie Fuchs by half a second, and then just over a second back into Michael Hall. So the Roof C specs aren't dropping the Kia Optimus so much. Of course, the 80 kilos of success ballast will be hindering them as well. Chris Wooden and Michael Hall having their own battle as well for best of the rest. This is for the final spot on the podium, of course. And then Ashley Blake Hood, who's now got Pete Newman in between him and Harrod, so Harrod's lost a position there. And then after that, of course, it is Matt Bunn, who is a small fish in a definitely big Kia Optima pond. Going out of clearways then, and about to start lap 3.
Yeah, Piers starting to stretch his legs as well. 1:28.0 for him, fastest lap of the race, as we would expect, being lap 2. Jamie Fluke 1:28.5, so loses half a second, just 1.1 seconds back now. They're definitely pulled away from Michael Hall and Chris Woods behind. They've had their own little battle, and I think this is the thing that these two drivers got to be careful of. They could get sucked into having their own little sort of class battle, if you would have it, when actually if they can sort of just work together for a little bit, they could try and keep up with these two guys ahead, and potentially, depending on how bad the roof is on its tyres, perhaps come back at them a bit later on.
Tell you who are definitely not working together, Pete Newman and Ashley Blake Hood. They were side by side on the exit of the right-hander up the hill, and Matt Bunn's just trying to negotiate his way through this, going into Westfield Bend. Blake Hood's defending the inside line, and now Pete Harrods fancies a bit of the action as well. Matt Bunn going to go down the inside then into Sheen Curve. This is going to be a bit of a risky move here. He's got down the inside of Pete Harrods, and he is through as Pete Newman and Ashley Blake Hood were knocking spots off each other as well. Pete Harrods lost another position to Roy Ververke, so Ververke through, and Matt Bunn has picked up a slowdown penalty, it looks like, Alex, because he's now losing 3 positions. Yeah,
unfortunately, I think he had to take too much of, I think it was Sheen Curve there. He had to take far too much of the curve going through there, and yeah, had to concede all those places. Finds himself way down in 10th place right now. You've got Diego Melro trying to look, and does go around the outside of Paddock Hill Bend. Goes into the gravel a little bit to try and complete that move. He's going to have to go all the way around Druid. Is he going to make that work? No, it doesn't look like it. Just that route just has a greater acceleration out of there, and Diego has to cover up from Andrew Brown, who was also having a little look. Behind Brown, you've got Sam Reed as well. He's trying to give Andrew just a little bit of pressure. I tell you what, I am surprised how evenly these are matched down the straight. There's barely anything with them. All those people that thought the Kia Optima was slow, well, think again.
Matt Bunn flashing his lights down the straight in towards Hawthorne Bend. Definitely something you associate with endurance racing, of course, with slower traffic in front. However, as Alex was saying, these Kia Optimas are definitely evenly matched with these Roof C specs. Pete Newman and Ashley Blake Hood then, their battle continues for 5th and 6th. Going through Sheen Curve and in towards Stirling's on lap 4. A 30-minute race, of course, and then in front of them we've still got Michael Hall versus Chris Wood. So these Kia Optimas, something we see in all of the series that we cover, Alex. They definitely always provide close battles, and it's definitely definitely have to try and choose which one you want to follow here, because both of them are going on.
Woods is very close to Hall right now as they head down and towards Paddock Hill Bend. I thought he was going to get a run and maybe just sort of poke his nose out and have a look, but he doesn't quite get the best of lines through there. Thinks about going around the outside. Is he going to try and size something up for Graham Hill Bend? No, he can't quite get on the power as quickly. He tried to straighten up the exit of Druid somewhat there, just to see if he could make that work. But yeah, it's just not happening. The leaders are 5.4 seconds up the road from these two as well. So they're scampering away. They've been quickest in practice and in qualifying as well by quite a margin. So I'm not surprised to see them disappearing. But what's great is that they're actually fairly evenly matched. So Jamie's just trying to keep Piers in reach right now. 1.6 seconds is the gap at the front.
1:28.0 and 1:28.2 were Pryor and Fluke's lap times respectively, compared to Hall and Chris Wood, who did 1:30.1 and 1:30.0. So 2 seconds difference there on the last lap, and of course this isn't helped by these two battling Chris Wood and Michael Hall.
Not at all. Ashley Blake Hood was almost a second lap faster than what they were as well, sat there in 5th place. So just goes to show all this battling, and they're at it again, heading into clearways once to get around the outside. Tries Chris. Is he going to make it stick this time? He has got good drive out of the corner, not quite alongside. Pierce puts another new fastest lap of the race in as well, 1:27.9. We're losing Dan Hunt, it would appear. What's happened to Dan Hunt? He's into the pits. Did you see that at all, Adam?
I'll have to go back and have a look.
Maybe we can get a little replay of that up on screen, figure out what happened there. Just trying to find something now.
Let's have a look. Dan Hunt was driving in a Roof C-Spec. Course races in the Pro Series.
Yeah,
happened a while ago.
Yeah,
he was off in Paddock Kill Bend.
So I think he's already picked up some damage because he's way back off the pack, and I think he's just
goes off into the gravel.
Is he going to lose it? Has he given up?
I think looks like he might have given up.
I think he might have had some damage a bit earlier on in the race that we've perhaps missed, and he's just pulled it up and retired there, unfortunately. Right, let's take a quick look further back at some other battles that are going on at this. It's pretty hectic at the front still. So I'm looking right now at 16th place, Jay Wright. We've got Ellis Stevens just ahead of him, Richard Gore ahead of him as well. So this is a good little gaggle right now. Clinton Bell is in 13th, and then leading this group is actually Sam Reed in 12th place.
Good battle here, and of course we've got a Roof there and Richard Gore. So Gore now trying to close in on Kip Stevens. These two know each other, of course, from the Pro Series. Up the inside goes Gore into clearways, but look at the Kia Optima swooping around the outside there. And Gore has to concede there, but he's going to have the straight line speed surely down the front straight, despite 80 kilos of ballast. Another Roof C-Spec closing in now is Jay Wright, looking up the inside of Stevens into Paddock Hill Bend. And Richard Gore now on his way. He's got past Clinton Bell and Kip Stevens. Now we can focus on the next Kia Optima, which is Sam Reed. Jay Wright now trying to negotiate his way past Kip. Out of Druids and in towards Graham Hill Bend. Might try and set him up out of here into Surtees. See if the Roof C-Spec can get the run. He's got a bit of a decent exit there. Is he going to throw it up the inside? Knows better, of course. These Kia Optimas are very strong compared to the Roof C-Specs that can drop, that can break with the slightest bit of contact, really.
It is interesting. There's no real fall off on times that I can see for the Roos right now, but definitely the Kias are dropping a little bit of pace. So we're going to see the Roos coming through. It's going to make it a bit interesting. Pete Harrod in 8th place, just a tenth of a second behind Roy Baverke. He's having a look. Oh, was that a little bit of contact or something there? I don't know. It's
in a battle for third, yeah.
It's cost Roy though, big time, and yeah, Harrod is up and past.
Yes, he is. He's passed. Is it Melrose? Yes, he is. And up front, there was more contact between, I think it was Michael Hall and Pete Newman going through Sheen Curve, and now they're side by side behind them. We've got Chris Wood and Roy Ververke with a very enthusiastic Matt Bunn flicking the light switch on the headlights at the front of that Roof. Going into Paddock Hill Bend, that is Roy Ververke getting past Chris Wood, I do believe, into Druids Bend. Up the inside there was Chris Wood, but couldn't get past Ververke. So many battles here, and there's Matt Bunn nearly losing control of the car on the exit of Druid. So that's the first time we've seen tonight the Roof stepping out, putting the power down, of course, rear wheel drive. And well, who's that Roof going up the inside there? That is Richard Gore. He's now arrived onto the scene. So straight off him battling away with Jay Wright and Kip Stevens, he's now fighting away with these Kia Optimas. Look how close this is. This is definitely a gaggle.
Look at this 9th, 10th and 11th battle as well. Andrew Brown in there trying desperately to get a run on the on who is that ahead of him right now? I think it's Diego and Pete Harrod as well. But he's just stuck. He can't go anywhere at all. So definitely seems to me like the Kias actually do have the advantage through the middle of the corner, some of the quick corners as well. And I think that's where the ballast is hurting the Roos the most. Everywhere else they seem pretty much on par, if not a little bit quicker. But the sort of the high-speed corners, it seems to just lose a little bit of momentum.
So what, this 80 kilos of ballast is definitely helping provide some great racing here between the Roof C-Spec and the Kia Optimus, two cars you would never really see racing in the same class. And now we're about to start lap 9, just over half of the race still to go here, and of course we've got one more after this where the whole grid will be reversed, and that'll be definitely something to watch. At a paddock hill bend then, Pete Newman in what is now 4th place. Leading this train around is now Michael Hall in 3rd, and it's Pete Newman, Ashley Blake Hood, then Roy Ververke, then Matt Bunn, then Chris Wood, who's passing away with Pete Harrod, then Andrew Brown, as Alex was pointing out last lap, then Diego Melro, and then Richard Gore. Just off in front of them is, which car was that? It was Andrew Brown. He'd just gone off on the exit of Graham Hill Bend, and that allows Pete Harrod to get up the inside. They're now going to go side by side towards Hawthorns, Alex.
Yeah, this group just getting closer and closer. Chris Wood again side by side. Going to be able to hold on to this one. Hope he does. Yep, round the outside. No, it's not over with yet. Yes, it is. I'm going to just quickly drop back as well, just so that we can get a bit of action from everybody right now in different positions. So let's take a quick look at Mark Woodhouse. He's tucked up in 24th place. He's got Rampton ahead of him. They look like they're having a good little battle. Ben Palmer behind them. Ben's been a little bit quicker, so I think Ben, it looks like Rampton's got a slowdown penalty or something there, because he just concedes the position. Palmer's going to go through as well. He does. And yeah, not really quite sure what the problem is like that. Rampton's now got Chaz Draycott just coming up behind him, and Rizzo is a couple of seconds further back. So that's down to 27th. Also a good little battle going on between Anthony and George. This is 28th, 29th. They've got Rizzo just ahead of them, and behind them is Sakovic as well. So he's had an absolute doozy.
Yeah, Meshach Sakovic in 30th position, started 12th on the grid. So might have lost it at some point in his opening 10 laps. The battle continues in front of him between Anthony and George, it looks like. One of them was off, going through Paddock Hill Bend and into Druids. 3 of them battling away here. Doesn't help that they've all got exactly the same paint scheme, apart from a few different colours on the mirrors. So it's hard to pick out who's which, but I can tell you that it is Mahoney leading them round, and then the 2x2 behind him is Cesare Rizzo and George Ratchis.
Right, I'm afraid we need to switch our attention towards the front battle.
Okay.
Michael Hall right now is coming under increasing pressure as well.
Dear me, yeah.
So, yeah, he's tucked up behind, it's Pete Newman that's coming under pressure. Hall is in 4th. You've got Blake Hood that's in there as well. Roy Ververke, Matt Bunn still trying to filter through. He's back up to 7th. Then Pete Harrod, Andrew Brown, and Chris Wood down to 10th place now. It's not going well for Chris. It's just not being able to manage the traffic very well out there right now.
Stuck in a roof sandwich as well. He's got Andrew Brown is stuck in between a Kia sandwich, I should say. He's got Chris Wood behind him and Pete Harrod in front of him. In towards Druids, Matt Bunn trying to look past Roy Ververke, all over the place there. Oh, I don't know if he got a bit of a hit there, did Matt Bunn, from Pete Harrod behind, but he was definitely all over the place on the exit of Druids. As we gained control of the car now, we can try and set sights on the car in front again. Andrew Brown up the inside of Pete Harrod, up the inside of Chris Wood. No, I'm right, it is Pete Harrod. Into 30s. And now we're going to see the straight line speed going in towards Hawthorns, and in front of them we've got more side-by-side action.
It is difficult to tell the difference between the drivers when the liveries are so similar, and it's not easy for Brown. And actually, I tell you what, the Kia looks very, very good on the brakes, and yeah, in the end, Brown just about holds off Pete Harrod, but there's not an awful lot of difference between the speed of these cars, but. Brown loses it just right in front of us.
It was Christopher Sherburn. It was okay because he was already a lap down. But he's now into reverse back off the track.
Yeah, we were on board with Brown. Sorry. There, so I'm not sure quite. Just yeah, totally flummoxed me there.
Here we go then, on to lap 12 for Ververke versus Bunn. Bunn trying to get past the 44 car. Ververke into Paddock Hill Bend, voted the most improved driver in the Kia Club Series last season, and now trying to match up against this Roof C-Spec. 13 minutes left of racing here. Getting a bit sideways, and in the background, Pete Harrod's now trying to get past a very enthusiastic Andrew Brown. Into Graham Hill Bend they go. Brown on the inside, of course, in that smaller Roosie spec. Pete Harrod giving it to him. Into Surtees, he's going to try around the outside. Is he going to try and use the front wheel drive grip? He is, but I think Brown is just going to be clear. Yes, he is. And now it's the turn of Diego Melrose to try and get past Harrod going in towards Hawthorns. In front of them, Bunn is now going to try and finally get past Roy Verke into Hawthorns. Yes, he does. So that's another change for position. And Pete Harrod, the battle continues between him, Diego Melrose, and now Richard Gore.
Yeah, Diego completes that. Well, I thought he completed the move, but he runs just a little bit wide, and I think that was through sort of Westfields and and through Dingledale. All of a sudden, he loses that place back to Harrod again. So yeah, Gore very close. He's got Chris Woods right up behind him, wanting to try and work his way back forward. We know he's got the pace. He put in an awesome qualifying lap, but just struggling a little bit in the sort of with the racecraft more than anything. And Matt Bunn still flashing his lights in that roof. It's not working, Matt, I'm afraid. They're not paying any attention at all. So, whatever.
I think the joys of being in a roof, really.
He locks up big time going into Druids there as well. So just about avoids the rear of Ashley Blake Hood. So no damage for him. Gets a good drive off of that. Blake Hood goes a little bit defensive now. Not going to want to let him go around the outside of Surtees. Going to try maybe a cutback here for Bunn. Use that straight speed. Oh, it's defensive instantly for Ashley. And through goes Matt Bunn. Needs to cover off the line if he can, because we know that this Kia can throw the car into these high-speed corners with the slightly less ballast.
And here he comes, Ashley Blake Hood. He's coming back up the inside. Into Westfield Bend, up the inside he goes, late on the brakes as these Kia Optimas always are, and he's through. So Matt Bunn, after getting ahead to Hawthorns Bend, is now having to see Ashley Blake Hood's Kia Optima once again, and it's on the outside going into Sheen Curve. This might allow Roy Verke to get in the mix, and the other roof of Andrew Brown, who's all of a sudden come out of nowhere. Brown up the inside of Verke, and that's another position for the roof, side by side, possibly in front. Pete Newman and Michael Hall very close, and Jamie Fluke, who's in second place, is in the pit lane.
Yeah, issues for Fluke. He's got massive damage on the front right-hand side of that car, so
we're going to have to look at this, surely.
He's obviously going to get himself a repair. He does, and he's out and away, but he's dropped all the way back to 12th place, so quick pit stop, but he's got the pace. He's got 10 minutes to see what he can do with it. He is probably 10 seconds or so back. Taking a quick look at the replay to see exactly what happened to Fluke.
It was a bit of a mistake going into Sheen Curve. Lost control there. Seen that happen quite a bit in practice. And yeah, he hits the Armco barrier, picks up what most certainly being a repair flag, and now he's in the pits. Battle now for second place is on, side by side between Michael Hall and Pete Newman as we go into Hawthorns. And now the second roof is Matt Bunn, who's trying to get past Ashley Blake Hood. But look at these four going side by side. Two Kia Optimas battling away. Hall up the inside of Newman into Westfields. This is the battle over now, second place. So two positions on the podium up for grabs now. And now Matt Bunn has got Andrew Brown for company into Sheen Curve. So these two battles are going on and on. And I think it's going to be Matt Bunn that just gets ahead of Ashley Blake Hood. And Blake Hood will most certainly be back in the next corner or so, as we've seen all night, Alex.
Yeah, Newman and Hall side by side as well, just ahead of this little battle. Newman trying to tuck in, use the slipstream of Hall the best he can. He's going to duck out into Paddock Hill Bend here. Does he? He's going to decide to go around the outside. Oh, look at the difference in line through there. Bunn locks up massively going into that corner as well. Doesn't affect his line too much. Hall still defending the inside. Once again, Newman tries around the outside, straighten the car up through Druids. Hopefully he can get a better drive out. Will he poke his nose out and have a look into Graham Hill Bend? No, he doesn't. Just sits tight. He's going to wait patiently all the time these guys are battling. Here comes Bunn. Bunn is quick, I tell you what. He's struggled to get through traffic. Every time he has, he's dropped back again just because of the nature of the contrast to the cars right now. But if he can get freed up he can, I think he'll be able to pull away from these guys as well, but he's alongside Pete Newman right now. There he is. He comes in and past. Will he be able to hold on to it this time? This is where he seems weak. So I say weak loosely because Newman has another little look, but he seems like this is the area of the track that he seems more vulnerable to being re-overtook. The first half definitely very, very fast. The second half seems to favour the Kia a little bit more compared to the Bun and the Roof combination.
Yeah, and Matt Bunn is personal best in the race, 128.7. Last time around he was doing 131.4, and this is all because of him being involved in these battles with Kia Optimas, and I think he wants that second place. He started the lap 4th, he's already up to 3rd, flashing the lights again. Look at me, Michael Hall, I'm coming to get you as we come across the line to start lap 16, 7 minutes left of racing, and I wonder if Pete Newman's just hit the back of him, and there's a crash, and Matt Bunn, his comeback is over, and he's in the barrier, Alex.
Yeah, big time damage on that as well. He's having a great race out there. He'll be gutted for that one. Don't get involved in any of these cars coming through, Matt. Get yourself back to that pits, get it repaired. Gutted. Well, what will be, you'll be in a good position for the reverse grid. That's all we can say for that one now.
Bit of a constellation for that. I don't know whether it was a bit of contact through turn 1 that ended it. Well, sorry, that started it, but it was definitely contact that ended it between Pete Newman and Matt Bunn. Side by side now between it's Andrew Brown and Voiva Verke going into Hawthorne's Bend. Brown trying to go around the outside in his Roof. That looks like it's not going to work as this Kia Optima looks to be just a little bit stronger around this part of the track. And Andrew Brown's now going to have to slot into what is now 6th place.
Another one of the Roof drivers that look particularly quick is Brown. Jamie Fluke working his way back up as well, 9th place now. He's going to have a bit of a charge these last few laps. Richard Gore is suffering much like Matt Bunn as well. I think he's got a good pace on there when he's on his own, but in and around the Kias he's just not able to move forward, and seems to be struggling somewhat as Fluke here really lining up. There's a whole bunch of Kias in front 3. In fact, he's jinking one way to the other. He's looking, he wants to make a move. Great overtake, I think that's for Verke on Pete Harrod. Oh, they're 3 wide going into Druids here. This could be interesting.
Yeah, as Harrod up the inside of Verke into Paddock Hill Bend. Harrod with the pink mirrors, and it somehow worked out all okay, but they're still 2x2, and up the inside goes Jamie Fluke around. So for the second time tonight he's facing the wrong way, and he was just trying to get past Melrose there and it didn't work, and now Richard Gore's trying to get past Chris Wood. Going through 30s, and they're now going to go side by side down this back straight.
You'd have to think that Gore should. He just gets a little bit wide and onto the grass there, but you have to think that the straight line speed of that Roof should get him clear. It does indeed.
And Ashley Blake could in 4th now, trying to get past Andrew Brown. Brown, I think, has just got past in the last few corners, so Brown now trying to possibly get a podium out of all of this. We've got 4.5 minutes left of racing, and of course we've got one more race after this where we've got a full reverse grid in the Kia Club Series charity race. Matt Bunn on his way back to the pits. He's just coming into the pit lane now. What a shame for him. He was looking like getting a podium, if not a 2nd place after all of that, and started very, very high up. Over the line we go. Andrew Brown flashing the lights, and he wants to get past Pete Newman. Over the line we go onto lap 18. And down the inside he goes. See if Newman's going to respond. He's going to try and go back up the inside into Druids, possibly. In the background, one of the cars running wide. I think that was Roy Verke, as Andrew Brown locks up going into Druids.
Yeah, Brown got enough pace, I think. He might even be able to close back up on Michael Hall. You know, we've only got a couple of laps left, but look at the rate he's disappearing. This is the advantage. The Roof tyres are staying intact absolutely perfectly, even with this extra ballast. Pierce prior up front still running in the mid 128, so no drop off at all for him, where the Kias really are struggling now. And I think they need an extra like 50 kilos of ballast or something just to even it up. They'll probably be shouting at me right now in the pit walls and things like that, because it's going to make their job all the harder for the reverse grids. But 2 seconds is the gap then from Michael Hall to Brown. Will he be able to close that up in these 2 laps and maybe get P2 overall?
Have you ever raced in a car with as much ballast as the drivers in the roofs are racing tonight?
Yeah, I think I did the near endurance championships when we were in the HPD, and if I'm not mistaken, that was running with 100 kilos of ballast that season. And yeah, let's just say it makes quite a difference to the way the car handles and drives, as you can imagine. Just looking at a battle on a bit further back. Where is this? This is 6th and 7th. This is Pete Harrod and Roy Ververke going into Paddock Hill Bend side by side. Don't ask me which one is which. I can't tell you. They're too close on the track to make it out. Roy Ververke on the inside.
That's it.
Pete Harrod around the outside.
Is Harrod going to try and get back into Graham Hill Bend? Lap 19, 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Pete Harrod still trying to get in there, but I think he's just not going to be able to do it. And now here comes Richard Gore. Gore senses the opportunity. Up the inside he goes into 30s, but he better watch out because Harrod so far tonight, look at that, round the outside. That front-wheel drive Kia Optima working brilliantly around that uphill left-hander, and now he's back alongside Richard Gore into Hawthorns.
You know what, there's nothing wrong with the way the Kia turns into a corner. It's got a lot of rotation on that as well, just that nature of the car, and you know, the driver's putting that to good use, but yeah, ultimately just doesn't quite have enough straight line speed here to be able to hold off the roof coming out of Surtees.
We'll run you through the top 10 quickly as we enter the closing stages. It is Piers Pryor leading by a whopping 39 seconds over Michael Hall in second. He's got Andrew Brown getting closer and closer. Andrew Brown laps just over a second quicker. Pete Newman is in fourth. Ashley Blake Hood in fifth. Then in sixth, and off! Oh, nearly off is Richard Gore. And Gore, I don't know whether he's picked up any suspension damage from that small bit of contact. And now he's in the middle of a free wide sandwich there. Diego Melro was giving him a little bit of a tap to the rear. And they somehow sort each other out before we head into Paddock Hill Bend. But it's not over. Gore might have a bit of contact from Pete Harrod. They were very close there. And Gore almost all over the place again on the exit of Paddock Hill Bend into Druids. He's got Melro coming back up the inside now into Druids. All going off here in the closing stages. Pete Harrod up the inside of Melro. Melro's now going to have to try and get that position back. But that was very close to disaster there for Richard Gore.
Yeah, holds on to that one just about there as well. Looking, we've got 35 seconds left. Pierce is going to make this another lap as well. That's the interesting thing. So this will be his final lap. White flag will come out for him. Interestingly, that has give Andrew Brown one more lap to get at Michael Hall. If this had been the final lap, I don't think he'd have got there. He's just going to be super close, but yeah, just the advantage that Pierce has got give Andrew the opportunity to get second place here.
Well, 0.8 of a second difference there. We've got a message from Jacqueline's family, which we'll be able to read out for you in a moment. And we're just about to start and we are on the final lap of the race now. And off is another roof. It's Michael Jones. He was in 37th. He's now in the Armco barrier. So more problems for him. He was in 37th place. Onto the final lap then. The gap between Andrew Brown and Pete and Michael Hall, 0.4 of a second. And Andrew Brown did a 1:30.1 compared to Michael Hall's 1:30.6. So this is definitely going to be very close, Alex.
Yeah, I think we've seen where the rough is, the roof's got its advantage, and that's coming out of Surtees and down that back straight. So let's just see if he can do it. We're going to have to switch up to Pierce very quickly as well, because he will be coming up to complete this race. He's just round in the final corner actually. So.
It's got James Leggett for company there in that Kia Optima, still flashing his lights as Piers Pryor. Anyway, he's going to come out of the final corner, and he's dominated proceedings in race one. Piers Pryor flashes the lights and wins the first race of the Kia Club Series charity event.
Now
we switch our focus into the second. Yes,
side by side as they are going through. This is where are we going through now? Into
Westfield.
Westfield, Dingledale, and then we'll be into Sheen. And looks like Brown's just about got it. Will he be able to hold on? Runs a little bit wide.
And he needs to be careful there because, of course, it's rear-wheel drive and a bit of contact's made between them. Around the outside goes Michael Hall. Andrew Brown is going to lose now second place unless he can somehow get it back into clearways, which I don't think he'll be able to do. I wonder if he sustains any damage at all, Andrew Brown. Through the final corner they go then, and then just when it looked like that Andrew Brown had taken second place, Michael Hall's able to do what that Kia Optima does brilliantly and go around the outside. And Michael Hall takes second place. Andrew Brown gets third. Fourth, it does go to Pete Newman. Fifth is Ashley Blake Hood. Sixth, Roy Faverke. Seventh is Richard Gore with a whole load of damage. Eighth is Diogo Melro. Tristan Bodis in ninth. Chris Wood in 10th. And everyone else coming across the line. And frantic final few laps there. And some great racing between the roof and the Kia, Alex.
Yeah, great race actually. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, definitely the roof has the advantage, especially over the long run. The tyres just hold on much better, and yeah, interesting race though as well. And what a brilliant little battle there for second place as well. Just a little mistake from Brown after he did all the hard work to get himself into P2. Just runs a little bit wide. Gets a little bit bogged down trying to get the power on. Has to be very patient as he's on the grass, and yeah, Hall just round the outside beautifully.
So before we run you through the finishing order, I'll run you the message from Jacqueline's family. And they would like to thank everyone involved and who has donated so far. And it's fantastic what they've done. There are a huge number of sufferers out there, and from their experience are so often lovely, caring and sensitive individuals who deserve more understanding and help. And hopefully events and donations from kind and generous people such as yourselves will ultimately lead to sufferers never feeling there is no help for them, avoiding future similar tragedies. And another very heartfelt thank you from Jacqueline's family, and that's from Dave, Pong and Pam. And great for this series to be supporting their efforts there. And we've got, of course, one more race to go after this.
Yeah, that final race should be fun with the reverse grid and things like that. So Piers can have his work cut out, 45 seconds. I can tell you, it's not easy to get by these Kias, so it's not going to be slam dunk for him. I know he's shown exceptional pace, but yeah, of course you can have Jamie a lot further up. Hopefully he won't have his issues, but I tell you, there's going to be some Kia drivers that are going to be tough to beat here.
So when you feel the finishing order then, Piers Pryor takes the win, 45 seconds. He definitely bossed that opening race. Michael Hall finished in second, Andrew Brown third. That was a very close run thing there in the end. Pete Newman finished fourth, Ashley Blake Hood fifth, Roy Faverke in sixth, Richard Gore 15th to 7th. Definitely was in and amongst the Kias during that race. 8th for Diogo Melro, Tristan Bodis in 9th, and Chris Wood rounding out the top 10. Jay Wright finished in 11th. Jamie Fluke ran second for so long, picked up that bit of damage, and despite spinning around after rejoining from the pit lane, still finished in 12th, 54 seconds behind Piers Pryor. Pete Harrod, two-time Kia Club Series champion, finished in 13th. Was definitely in the walls there, started 6th. And dropped down to 13th. Clinton Bell finished 14th, Kip Stevens 15th, Scott Malcolm finished in 16th, Lorne Murray in 17th, Max Wright finished in 18th, Lewis Bibby 26th to 19th, 43rd to 20th for Liam Atkins. Mark Woodhouse finished 21st, Magic Sakovic looked like he had a problem in his roof. He started 12th and finished 22nd. Anthony Mahoney went from 31st to 23rd. Darrell Rampton finished 24th, 25th for Jason Rowe, 26th was James Leggett, the last car on the lead lap, and in the cars one lap down or more. We had Jörg Dankertz finishing one lap down. Also one lap down were Jack Bagley and Jason Greenfield. 2 laps down, Cesario Rizzo, Jonathan Hex, 31st, 2 laps down, 32nd, Ben Warburton, Sean Gardiner, 33rd, 4 laps down, Sam Reed, Chaz Draycott, 35 laps, not 35 laps down, finished 35th, 5 laps down. And 36th was Ben Palmer, Michael Jones 37th, Matt Bunn 38th, 6 laps down after that contact down at Paddock Hill Bend. And then George Ratchis 12 laps down along with Christopher Sherburn in 40th. 41st Trevor Blackburn, Dan Hunt 42nd, 43rd Ethan McColgan, and Ben Hackerson, Tom Stanley and Alex Bristow didn't take the start. While it's going to be a full reverse grid for the second race of the evening, another 30-minute race in prospect, and with a full reverse grid, who knows what action will throw up. Join us in a few moments here on Apex Racing TV, iRacing Live and Motors TV, where the Kia Club Series charity event continues.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV, iRacing Live and Motors TV. This is the second race of the evening in the Kia Club Series charity event. Another 30-minute race coming up in just under 3.5 minutes. Full reverse grid, so he who was last shall now be first on the grid. And Adam Bath here with Alex Simpson once again. Alex, great first race. The success ballast was definitely making it difficult for those Roof C-Specs to fight their way through the field.
Yeah, exactly that, and it was only really the likes of Piers and Jamie who were able to stretch away, and that's because they led into the first turn of the first lap. But I think this second one is going to be, well, yeah, quite a contrast for them. I'll be surprised if they make it to the front. I know how quick they were. It's I think, as Jamie said in the chat after the race, the first race there, that you just can't lean on anybody on the in the roof, so it just makes it all the harder. Where the Kias can lean on people all over the place, really, and really sort of push their way through, as there's lots of little individual accidents going on out there and group shenanigans going on. So, but yeah, it's all for charity, all for fun. So the driver's just having a bit of a laugh in practice right now.
Of course, if you want to donate, look at the information in the description below and support the two charities we are supporting tonight, which of course is Rethink Mental Illness and Samaritans. Be interesting to see if we have the... Yeah, go on, Alex.
Sorry, I was just going to say, don't forget to head on over to Jacqueline Boulton's web, the memorial web site as well, which is jacqueline.bolton.muchloved.com. Head on over there. This is basically what we're doing this whole event for as well, and being organised by everybody from the Kia Club Series, Matt Bunn, and done a great job on getting everything all organised as well. And not many people do community events like this for charity, and it's great to see actually once again, once something like this has cropped up, that the whole community gets behind it. Huge entries on that. We had 46 cars last time. I'm not sure we're going to get the same in this race. I think many people might not have realised it was a second race. We've got 37 drivers in there right now. Hopefully we'll get a couple more, and we'll still have 40 car grid for the start of this race.
Interesting to see what the front of the grid looks like, of course. See if we have any Kia Optimas on the front row of the grid. This will definitely impede the roof start, as Chaz Drake and Liam Atkins have somehow merged together as they come down the front straight, which is quite something to behold. We've got 40 seconds left before we go down to the grid. Track temperatures, Alex, we were noticing is basically the iRacing default weather, so it shouldn't be something that the drivers aren't too familiar with.
No, not at all. And you know, the roof was able to hold onto its tyres absolutely fine. The Kia, not so much. I mean, it didn't lose a great deal of time, but it did lose enough that once we got towards the latter half of the race, then the the roofs definitely had the advantage, and we could see that they were really the cars that were making the moves, trying to come through the pack as well. So it's yeah, an interesting dynamic. Going to be totally different in this race, of course, with the reverse grid. So if any of them are towards the front, well, I think they're going to scamper away. But if they're not, then they're going to find it really difficult to get by, because there's going to be a lot of traffic out there in this one.
And of course, the event tonight sponsored by East Coast Hydrographics. Well, we're heading down to the grid then. Pole position goes Christopher Sherburn. George Ratchis is in second, Matt Bunn in third, fourth is Michael Jones, fifth Chaz Draker, sixth Sam Reed, seventh Sean Gardner, eighth Ben Warburton, ninth Jonathan Rex, 10th Cesare Rizzo, 11th is Jason Greenfield, Jack Bagley in 12th, Jörg Danker 13th, James Leggett 14th, 15th Jason Rowe, Darrell Rampton 16th, Anthony Mahoney in 17th, 18th Magic Sakovic, Mark Woodhouse 19th, Liam Atkins 20th, Lewis Bibby is in 21st, 22nd Max Wright, 23rd is Laura Murray, 24th Scott Malcolm, 25th Kip Stevens, 26th Clinton Bell, 27th is Pete Harrod, 28th Jamie Fluke, 29th Jay Wright, 30th is Chris Wood, Tristan Bodis 31st, 32nd Diogo Melro, 33rd Richard Gore, 34th is Roy Ververke, Ashley Bakehood 35th, 36th Pete Newman, 37th Andrew Brown, 38th Michael Hall, and 39th it is Piers Pryor. 5-second board is shown, the lights will go on above the drivers, and we are underway.
Yeah,
and it was the roof on pole.
There's someone who didn't even start in the back. I'm not sure who that was. Fortunately, everybody managed to avoid them, so no issues. Oh, a couple of guys sideways coming out of Paddock Hill Bend there, but it looks like we've got another good start.
Jonathan Rex was the car around on the inside of Paddock Hill Bend, everyone just managing to negotiate their way around him. And Jason Greenfield is off in Paddock Hill Bend, but apart from that, we are now on our way towards 30. Battle beginning between the two roofs. Up the inside goes Matt Bunn. So Bunn, who was in trouble in race one, had that contact down at Paddock Hill Bend and was off in the barrier, gets to the race lead after just a few corners, and he's now going to lead them on their way towards Hawthorne Bend. Third is George Ratchis, so he's the first of the Kia Optimas. However, he's got a roof company in Chaz Draycott. Draycott trying to go around the outside of Hawthorne Bend and possibly get a cut back into Westfield, but that's not looking likely at the moment. And in the background we've got a Kia around, and it's off into the air, and there's a roof stuck in the Armco barrier. We'll try and negotiate, realise what Kia that is after it's come back down. It's Anthony Mahoney.
Yeah, Jay Wright was the other, I think, involved in that as well. He was dropping down, so yeah, problems for him. Yeah, and retired to the pit. So we've had quite a few retirees already in this one. Yeah, Chris Woods, Jay Wright, Mahoney, and Jason Greenfield as well. So Bunn is away. He's flying. I think he's definitely got, you know, a good opportunity for this race. Sherburn trying to hold on to onto George. Oh, big
no.
time. Well, unfortunately, it was only himself that lost it there. He should be able to get going again. Of course, got to wait for all this traffic just to steam by.
No, more contact.
To the inside there. Who was that was involved in that?
It was it Bodis? It was Lorne Murray, I think. No, it was Tristan Bodis. He was sideways on the inside of Paddock Hill then.
Just having a,
yeah.
I'm just having a little look at a battle here. We've got a very sideways Cesaro Rizzo, so manages to hold on to it. That's the luxury of the front wheel drive on the Kia. Just plant that throttle down and you can save that. But yeah, I think he lost some places because of it, but still he's there and surviving, and he will try and fight back, no doubt.
Ian Atkins and Michael Jones battling away. Up the inside goes Cesaro Rizzo on Michael Jones, and I think that caught the roof drive unawares there. And now here comes the other Kia Optima of Jörg Danker. Danker up the inside and gives the roof a bit of a nudge there going in towards Sheen Curve. Jones had to get out of it there, and now he's got another Kia Optima on the scene. It's Jason Rowe. Not able to get alongside through Sheen Curve. Will he get through on the exit of Sterling's? He gets a good run, as then every Kia Optima does through that corner. And we've got another roof C-spec in the mix there as well. That is Maciek Sakovic. Round the outside goes Jones into clearways. This is a battle over, I think, was about 11th or 10th, I think. And now we're heading our way down the front straight to start lap 3, and a whole load of gaggle of cars here.
Pete Newman with problems as well. He's dropped down. But yeah, Rowe up and into 9th place after that move around the outside. Just looks like Jones just not comfortable out there at all. He's got a bit of damage and just gets absolutely clobbered up the inside there as well. I'm not sure who that was who threw their car up the inside. One of the Kias anyway. So yeah, poor old Michael. He's just being battered left, right and centre at the moment. Wants some free space.
Michael Jones now down behind Pete Harrod, behind Darrell Rampton, and behind Max Wright. I think Jamie Fluke actually has now got in front of him now. So Jamie Fluke, who started in 28th place, already up to about 14th position already. And that is a great comeback through the field from Jamie Fluke, who of course was running for second for so long. Up the inside goes Fluke on Max Wright. Wright in the Kia Optima losing out there.
It's got some damage on the front right of that car as well, so not been a clean opening laps for Jamie either, but doesn't seem to be affecting the car too much out there. And yeah, so like I say, making good progress already. Oh, who was that?
Chaz Draycott's off and is into the air and has collected a Kia Optima or two. Jay Wright and
big crash ahead. So you can just see it. We're just smoke everywhere coming out of Sterling. So
yeah, it was, and I think it was just the remnants of Chaz Draycott's crash. Everyone else trying to get past. Pete Harrod now going side by side with Jason Rowe as we come across the line to start lap 4. And that is Pete Harrod through in the background. Jamie Fluke getting past Darrell Rampton. Rampton all over the place through Paddock Hill Bend and might be going on his way to the gravel, which he does. Should be able to get back on after that. But Chaz Draycott, who was running inside the top 5, that is not good for him.
Where is our leader or our winner from last race as well? Piers Pryor, 18th place right now as well. Looks like he is just tucked up behind a little gaggle here. But yeah, making good progress, no doubt. 5 minutes gone in this race, and already up to 17th as it is now, as he puts a little move on Ellis Stevens going into 30s there. Got a good run. He's got a Kia in front of him though, which will also have the straight line speed.
Oh!
Well, they're taken out of the equation. They're in quite impressive fashion as well. That was Michael Jones. Poor old Michael. He's had his problems, and Diego Melro as well. They just got sucked together there down that straight. Guys just need to be patient and just get the cars out of their way, because they are not going to continue in this race.
Yeah, and plumes of smoke coming from Michael Jones's car, not going well for him at all. Matt Bunn is coming up on Sam Reed, and it's in fact because Sam Reed is leading the race. So we've now got a Kia Optima at the front of the field, Alex. I'm going to go back and have a look at what happened here, because Matt Bunn looked like he had a bit of a comfortable lead, to say the least, and now he's in second place.
Yeah, I totally missed that one as well. So yeah, Sam doing a great job, 129.6 last time, so much quicker than Bunn. Only 4/10 of a second up on them. So yeah, fill us in, Adam. What happened?
I know it's a charity race and everything, but I think Matt Bunn's being a bit charitable here, because it looks like he hasn't picked up a slowdown. I think it's almost impossible to pick up a slowdown through Surtees, and yeah, he's just pulled off out of Surtees a lap ago and let Sam Reed through. So
he just wanted to flash his lights. That's all it is, isn't it?
I think that's it.
He just can't do that when he's in first place, can he? So I don't know, Matt. Too generous, I reckon.
wants to give us some action.
He's not going to give up on that one, though, at all. I think he's just going to sit tight and patient and maybe wait for his move. He's not going to stick around for too long, I tell you, because there's some quick drivers coming up. Pierce is now up to 14th place, and he's only 12 seconds back. And considering he won that last race by 40-odd seconds, he might want to get on with this. And Jamie Fluke is only 9 seconds behind him as well, and in 8th place. So again, another driver who's lapping extremely quickly, and we'll give him some serious company. So yeah, get on with it, Matt.
Rizzo.
Rizzo. I was about to say, having to defend from Sakovic. Has a look round the outside, gets the cutback, nicely done. He'll have the inside going into Druids.
And up the inside goes Pete Harris. He senses an opportunity, almost pushing Sakovic through. Doesn't want to do that too much, and that was good.
Yeah, and fortunately Rizzo's able to fight back, but gets a poor exit. Jamie now should get a run maybe around the outside of Rizzo. He's having to be patient, you could see, if he had a little bit more weight. Oh, he's going to get bumped a little wide. He was lucky there, I tell you. But yeah, get a good drive off that. Rizzo down into 9th place. Fluke up to 7th. Harrod with the cunning little move just to help push Sakovic through. It moves up to 6th, and say Sakovic just ahead in 5th place now as well.
Not often you see the roofs going around the outside of Surtees. We've seen the Kia Optimas do plenty of that tonight. But let's have a look at the battle, and it's still ongoing for the lead between Matt Bunn and Sam Reed. We're running through the top 10 quickly as well. Reed leads, Bunn second, as he continues to flash his lights. Sean Gardner is now in 3rd. He's got past George Ratchis, so Roof's now 2nd and 3rd. Then it's Maciek Sakovic 4th, 5th Pete Harrod, 6th Jamie Fluke, 7th Cesare Rizzo, 8th Jörg Danke, 9th Jason Rowe, and 10th Max Wright. Down the inside goes Bunn, then into Paddock Hill Bend. See if Reed can hold it out around the outside.
Maybe he's had just a little call that, oh, look, you're right, he's being far too generous, isn't he? He's sitting there, he's like, I can make this move anytime I want. But, yeah, like I say, it's not going to be long. Fluke only 6 seconds behind him now. He's going to have to, he's going to move on with when he comes and arrives. So Fluke up the inside of Harrod, that is, isn't it? So that's for 6th place. And next car up the road is Sakovic. Sakovic has been working his way through the order as well. But once again, they're battling for this lead down the back straight.
To Hawthorns they go. Sam Reed has got the inside line. Matt Bunn just playing it safe for now. Maybe he wants the extra competition, Alex. Maybe he wants these extra roofs to get onto the scene here. Matt Bunn last time around 131.1. Sean Gardner 1 for 31.5. I wonder what Sakovic is doing. 129.6. He's in a roof, of course, and Jamie Fluke 129.6 as well. So they're definitely lapping quicker than Matt Bunn, in fact 2 seconds quicker. So they're going to be on his case soon. We've got just under 20 minutes of racing left. We're on lap 7, about to start lap 8. And yeah, that battle for lead could be getting interesting if they're continuing to go at that pace. Maciek Sakovic now trying to get past George Ratchis. 4th and 5th this is. And Sakovic will get the run off of Clearways and the Clark Curve. And over the line we go.
Yeah, considerably more straight line speed as they go down into Paddock Hill, but Kia again very, very quick through the corners, just not quite the right line there for George, and he has to concede the place. Fluke right on his tail very, very quickly as well. He'll want to get past as quickly as he can. He's trying to close in on Sakovic as well, and every time Kia driver that's just a little bit slower in front gets in his way, holds him up, and looked for a minute as though George was going to defend the inside, but doesn't happen. Round the outside through Surtees.
And Fluke is just through. And that's Jamie Fluke up another position in his roof. Now, what's the next Kia Optima on the scene? It's Pete Harrod that's going to be chasing George next. Jamie Fluke, of course, lapping in the 128s now. And was that his quickest lap of the race? I think it might have well been 120, nearly his quickest lap of the race, only just a few tenths off it. But yeah, Jamie Fluke is definitely a man on a mission. Of course, was in second for so long in that first race, picked up a bit of damage and had to settle for finishing outside the top 10. Ratchis and Harrod going at it. Harrod up the inside and forces Ratchis wide onto the grass, and Ratchis loses another position. So he started the lap in 4th. Now I think he's down to about 7th place as Jamie Fluke now going past Sakovic. Sakovic lets him through almost. That's charitable driving there in the charity race. by Sakovic.
Yeah, there's also a good little battle forming up a bit further down, sort of 15th, 16th, 17th. We'll stick these front runners for the moment as they're closer than ever. Pierce Pryor up to 8th place as well. He is flying.
He's just got past the Kia of who was it? It was Michael Hall and Cesare Rizzo, and they're now going at it into Paddock Hill Bend. Rizzo on the outside, and they get stuck together, and off goes Michael Hall into the barrier.
Any
Typical
chance,
quarter panel there.
Yeah, any chance Hall had us winning the overall event just gone out the window, I'm afraid.
These Kia Optimas do take a beating. Of course, their races aren't completely over, like the Roofs, if they were to hit the barrier like that. But Michael Hall, his chances of being the overall winner here tonight have probably gone down the drain. And now Rizzo is dealing with Lewis Bibby and Max Wright for position there. Let's keep a track of Jamie Fluke. He's now trying to get past Sean Gardiner, who's the last car in his way before he gets to this battle between Sam Reed and Matt Bunn, who are continuing to lap in the 1 minute 30s and 1:31, such as their lack of care for trying to get this battle over and done with. And Jamie Fluke and Sean Gardiner are almost with them now, Alex.
Yeah, any second now I think they're going to be there. So Gardner proving a little bit more of a challenge than anybody else so far that Fluke's had to deal with, but Jamie does get a good run. He's sort of going to try and go around the outside of Clearways. Oh, that's impressive. He's going to have to finish it off through Clark Clove and down the straight. Should do it. Oh, he's not. He's going to have to go all the way around the outside of Paddock Hill as well to complete this move as Gardner fights back.
And off in the background is Sakovic. And Harrod gets collected just a bit. Sakovic was just out of control there, and now the side-by-side racing continues between Gardner and Fluke.
Yeah, they've been side-by-side for a good sort of 2-3 corners there, and seems like quite some time, but the move is finally completed. Fluke gets past, going through Graham Hill Bend.
Bunn, this is your last opportunity to try and get this lead away from Sam Reed before they arrive on the scene. He's going to go for it, actually, now on the exit 30s. He's got the run, he's got the speed. Is he going to be clear before Hawthorns? Yes, and that is Matt Bunn up to the race lead then. He was lapping 1:30.5 last time around, but he does go a bit wide through Hawthorns. Is he going to be holding them up once again? Jamie Fluke in third now, with Sean Garner dropping to fourth. Pete Harrod in fifth, sixth George Ratcher, seventh Piers Pryor now. So the race one winner, who started in 39th, is up inside the top 10, and then it's Sakovic after making that mistake through turn one.
Pit wide, a bit of a mistake there from Bunn. Wasn't intentional, wasn't slowing down and letting him go or anything like that, just a genuine mistake. I'm pretty sure he's seen Fluke on his radar now and realised that he just needs to get on with it, as he's about to have a whole bunch of other competition. We've got, we're over halfway of this race as well now. Pierce Pryor just made a move as well, going into the final turn. That puts him up and into sixth place, just 7.1 seconds back from our leader now.
Sam Reed's coming back at Matt Bunn. Up the inside he goes into Drews and he's through. So Matt Bunn back to the lead. And now Jamie Fluke is going to be in Matt Bunn's mirrors. And now we've got two Roofs going for the lead. And wide goes Sam Reed out of Graham Hill Bend. And up the inside goes Bunn. Is he going to try and get it done? Of course, this Kia Optima is so good round the outside. Oh no, there's been a contact. Left front to right rear on Matt Bunn there. And this is allowing Jamie Fluke to get in the action. And Fluke might have the opportunity to take the lead into Hawthorns. 2 by 2 they go. And who's that? That's Sean Gardner getting past Sam Reed now. They're all lapping Michael Jones in the process. And now Jamie Fluke's going to the inside. He senses this lead here. Matt Bunn just holding on to the lead for now. Out of Westfield Bend, down to Ingledale and up to Sheen Curve. 13 minutes left of racing here on lap 11. Fluke using a lot of that inside curve there of Sheen Curve. Now into Sterling's. This left-hander, a little bit of a lock up there. Left front and off goes Matt Bunn.
Yeah, that's gonna lose that place indeed. Fluke flies straight by. Gardner passed as well. So these guys were having a good battle. Matt Bunn and Sam Reed, they're going to continue their fun that they've had for the best part of this race.
And Bunn is about to lose a position, or trying to get the position back, I should say, from Sean Gardner. Gardner now in second place, and he's now the person that's going to have to try and chase after Jamie Fluke, who's king unstoppable in this second race. Bunn, can he get up the inside into Druids? He defends it, does Gardner, and Sam Reed is not going away. Those two, Bunn and Reed, definitely looking like they're going to possibly be resuming their battle that they've had for the entire race. Bunn almost putting 2 wheels into the grass there. He's going to get a good run off of Graham Hill bend. Gardner can't defend the inside line because Matt Bunn is there, and up the inside he goes. Another lock up there into Surtees, and he's going to go around the outside, Gardner, but it's just not able to work, so Bunn is now into second place.
Yeah, let's see what Bunn can do now. He really will want to step it on. I'm pretty sure he's been holding back for the best part of this race, but yeah, I think he's got every right just to go for it now. He's got a car ahead of him that he can try and chase back down. We know how quick Jamie is, of course, with great qualifying time that he put in, and very quick in practice too, and showed good pace in that first race until he made that mistake. So for Fluke up front, of course, he just needs to do his thing now. He's carrying a bit of damage. He won't quite have the same pace that he had. He has got 5-second lead over Piers Pryor, who is now in 5th place, and yeah, he's pretty close. There's not, when you flick between the two cars, between the cameras, there really is not an awful lot of difference there. He's 1.3 seconds behind Sam Reed, so as the more that Reed and Gardner battle, the quicker he's going to close in on those two.
And Matt Bunn's only lapped inside the 129s twice, 3 times I should say tonight, and Bunn's made a bit of a mistake into Paddock Hill bend. He locked the car there, locks up the tyres, and he's locked them up again. So Matt Bunn, after trying to start his pursuit to get after Jamie Fluke, he lapped a 129.7 last time around. He's going to fall into the clutches of these guys again. Piers Price now joined Sam Reed and Sean Gardner, and this is going to be a battle over the final position on the podium if they don't get to Matt Bunn. The minutes of racing to go. Jamie and Piers Price can afford to take his time here, because he's been the quickest car on track tonight. And here he comes off of Surtees, and down the straight, Pilgrim's Drop and Hawthorne's await. Sam Reed's going on the defensive, and that means that Sean Gardner's going to have to go to the outside. But Piers Pryor will definitely try and get in the mix now through Hawthorne Bend and into Westfield. And he's going for the inside of Gardner, but just not enough alongside. And Sean Gardner was very late on the brakes there. He just makes Westfield. This is a great battle now. 1 Kia Optima versus 2 Roofs for this final position on the podium. And off goes Bunn. I think he's blown an engine, Alex.
No, I think it was just
gravel.
It's just gravel. He's okay, but he hasn't lost a place once again to Sam Reed around the outside. There he goes. So pretty famous corner this race has been for Sterling, for that Kia Optima. 10 minutes to go of this race, and yeah, Sam Reed back up to second place.
So Sam Reed's back in second after me saying it was a battle for the final spot on the podium. Matt Bunn's going to have to go at it again. Into Paddock Hill Bend he goes, and Sam Reed and Bunn continue their battle. He's going to go up the inside into Druids Bend. Lap 14, 10 minutes exactly of racing left. And Piers Pryor, of course, has got past Sean Gardner. So Piers Pryor now into what is 4th place. And Matt Bunn continuing to look this way and that, but now Piers Pryor is definitely on his case. On the exit of Graham Hill Bend we go. Pryor looking this way and that to get past Sam Reed in the Kia Optima. He's going to try and go around the outside of Surtees. That's going to be very brave for a Roof. And he can't get it done. And this is going to ruin his straight line speed. And here comes Piers Pryor into Hawthorne's, Alex. Oh, my word.
He had a look on the grass there, did Bunn. He was like, yeah, but when you get on there, you just cannot do it. There's no front-wheel drive, and Piers Pryor drives straight around the outside of him. He's got 6.8 seconds. No, live timing said 7.2 seconds to Jamie Fluke. Will he be able to close that up? I don't think so. Jamie is only a few tenths of a second a lap slower, so... But what a great drive so far to get up to second place for him. He's not going to give up, though. He's going to try for it, because I tell you, coming from last to first would be mighty impressive, as Bunn runs a little bit wide again and loses a place to Gardner. Harrod's joining in on this battle as well. He's slowly been working his way up to these guys, and yeah, doing a great job is Pete Harrod.
Tell you what, sticking these guys in something unfamiliar is definitely providing some great entertainment. Some of these Kia guys. Oh, and Bunn, no,
major lock-up.
Just missed the gravel. Maybe he dipped a wheel or 2 into it.
Harrod on Gardner as well. He's got 2 in 1 corner, so perfect Paddock Hill Bend for Pete Harrod, moving himself up into 4th place. That's great. He's got Sam Reed ahead of him. He's been lapping quicker quite considerably than Reed as well. So good opportunity for a podium for Pete Harrod. He can sense it. He wants it. 8 minutes to go.
And Bunn and Gardner wants that position away from Harrod. Harrod last time around 130.1. Sam Reed, the car in front, the other Kia Optima, 131.8. So Harrod, the two-time Kia Club Series champion, has definitely got the pace, and so also has Sean Gardner. Gardner wants to get that position away from Pete Harrod. Through Hawthorns we go. 2 Kia Optimas versus two roofs in the closing stages of this second race in the Kia Club Series charity event sponsored by East Coast Hydrographics. Great racing here. Now the 2 roofs are going at it. Up the inside goes Bunn on Gardner. Just not able to get it done. Gardner's able to go back round the outside into Stirling.
Yeah, I think this little quartet here going to have a great little battle for the rest of the race. If the roofs can stop battling each other just for a moment, they'll close back up on the Kias fairly quickly. 7 minutes to go. So as Harrod is getting very, very close, I think if Harrod can get by here, he will scamper away. He's definitely got the pace. Gets a little bit out of shape under the brakes for Paddock Hill Bend. Wide for Reed. That's going to open up Druids. Here he comes. Harrod up the inside. Good on the brakes. Doesn't run too deep. He's going to be able to hold on to this position. Gardner's trying to edge a little bit closer as well. Just you can see, just that little bit of battling has brought the roof straight back onto them as well. And Reed is going to come under all sorts of pressure here from Sean.
He's going to try around the outside. We've seen some roofs try that tonight, but I don't think there's enough grip out there for the roofs to hold on to it. He's going to try, though, and get the slipstream. He's got a good exit.
Yeah, he seems to have the speed as well, as we're just seeing him come along the outside of Reed. It's not easy to go around there through this section as well. He does manage to do that. So through West Wheels, Dingledale going to go and come into Sheen here, and Bunn's through as well. So Bunn just keeps fighting back. It's just these guys just been ebbing and flowing all race long.
Another lock up there by Bunn into Sheen Curve. That flat spot, if there is one, is definitely getting bigger and bigger. I wonder if those two, Bunn and Reed, will continue their battle in the closing stages of this race. Lap times, let's have a look. Jamie Fluke, 1:29.0. 1:28.5 for Piers Pryor. He had been lapping quicker last time around. The gap's 5.7 seconds, and with 5 minutes left on the clock, I think it's going to have to take a mistake for Jamie Fluke for him to get near him.
Oh, Bunny's done it again, hasn't he? Going into Paddock Hill, just seems to run in a little bit hot, wants the outside line, gets it all wrong, locks up, and all of a sudden, Sam Reed back up the inside into Druids. Thank you very much. These two exchange position once again. I think they've exchanged position more than any race meeting I've ever watched. So crazy stuff out there between these two.
And Bunn's back past again before we got to Graham Hill Bend. Sam Reed, is he going to have a look up the inside into Surtees? No, he doesn't. But I think he's going to have to hope for Matt Bunn to possibly make another mistake, because I think finally that roof C-spec of Matt Bunn should be on its way, and he's off flashing the lights. Once again, Michael Jones, he's a lap down, he's in 29th. Then it's Andrew Brown leading them round. Then it's Max Wright, Michael Hall.
Oh, let's jump back to this little battle here right now. This is 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. They're all over the place right now. But Rizzo and Ellis Stevens side by side.
Into Hawthorns they go, yeah, Kip Stevens going at it. Scott Malcolm also joining the action there. And we've got a Roof C spec in amongst them all. Is that Jason Rowe? It's Ben Warburton, I think. So Ben Warburton, Kia Club Series driver, and off is Cesare Rizzo. He's put all four wheels into the gravel. He's back on again. And that's going to be Scott Malcolm going up the inside of him into Sheen Curve. Ben Warburton trying to get past Jason Rowe in the meantime. And Kip Stevens, yeah, leading this huge gaggle of cars around.
Yeah, Warburton does look like a little mouse in a big fight out there as well. It's just that rough, just gets absolutely dwarfed by the Kias, but has great speed. And yeah, this is basically where we saw the last race, where the Kia was the rough was so strong. As Warburton has a little look. Well, that's going to be a place up for the grabs. Thank you very much. Take that.
And disqualification for Rizzo.
Oh, God. Well, what can you say?
I think that's defined as the Alex Simpson smash and grab right there. And smash and disqualification, more like. And Ben Warburton past Jason Rowe. And that's another position at 16th place for Warburton. And then he can set his sights on Scott Malcolm and Kip Stevens, the next two Kia Optimus in front of him. Tristan Bodis in 12th, Lewis Bibby in 11th. They're just lapping another of the roof cars there.
There's another good little battle going on out there, Adam, right now as well, and that's between Michael Hall and Roy Viverke. So Hall, even though he had his issues earlier on and got whacked off back up to 9th place, he's got Viverke giving him a whole bunch of hassle right now. They're side by side through Dingle Dell, going into
Michael Jones.
Yeah, I was about to say, who is
they're both
that?
disqualified.
Oh dear.
I was about to say Michael Jones could do with getting out of the way because he is a lap down, but I think it's ended up in both of them getting disqualified. That's a shame. So Michael Hall, who of course was in the wall earlier on after being near the front, has just been disqualified from the race along with Michael Jones.
Just 2 minutes left. Let's just check in with our leaders, see what the gap is sitting at the moment. And we've got a Fluke sitting there running, again, high 28s, mid 28s for Piers Pryor. He is only 4.3 seconds back, having a little flash just down the straight. He's just enjoying himself out there, that's all. He's not going to catch Jamie, there's no way, unless there's a mistake. So let's hope I haven't just commentate cursed them. But yeah, an absolutely outstanding drive from him. Let's go back to this battle for what is 3rd, 4th and 5th. They're still at it, nothing between them. Pete Harrod hasn't really been able to drop Gardner and Bunn since he got by, but those guys, well, he has now. Both
and they correct it, they've got the gap and the time to do so. Gardner carries on, Bunn, and here comes Sam Reed, remember me, and that Kia Optima. Oh dear, and Matt Bunn's definitely had a lifetime's worth of racing here tonight with Sam Reed. Along the front straight we go on to lap 20, just over a minute of racing left. We'll see where Jamie Fluke is. Fluke, the race leader, is just going into Druid, so this is the final lap of the race. And as well, it's been a crazy second race here. We've got how many cars? We've still got 24 cars on the lead lap. Jamie Fluke just coming up to lap Diogo Melro, who sensibly gets out of the way. And Fluke is on his way. Chad Bagley there also a lap down. Piers Pryor just not close enough to get involved in that battle for the lead. But meanwhile, Gardner versus Bunn. This is back on here in the battle for 4th and 5th. How's the Brent Hill Bend we go?
Harrod's safe now. He should be comfortable in with the final podium spot. All he has to do is finish. But like you say, this is for pride now, isn't it? Between Gardner and Bunn, they've been having this battle for best part of half of this race. Sam Reed just not able to hold on. His tyres are cooked, and the Kia really struggling now as Bunn has a little look into Westfield, gets that move done, and Gardner wants to fight straight back. Can't quite manage to do that. Little lock up from Bunn. He's been locking up all race long. Runs a little bit wide again. Is that going to compromise him? I think we need to jump and take a look at our winner. Jamie Fluke takes victory in the second race of the Kia Club Series charity event here at Brands Hatch. Awesome drive from him. Piers Pryor just a couple of seconds back as well. Phenomenal drive from absolutely last on the grid. Pete Harrod, we're waiting for him to come across the line. Here he is. Comes across, takes 3rd place. That's a great drive from him as well. And what happened there? Yeah, I think Matt still got it, didn't he? But just had a little spin across the line. So I just sort of flipped my camera back just a bit late, but just having a lot of fun out there is old Matt, I think. Max Wright coming across. Who else have we got close? Tristan Bodis and Bibby. Oh well, yep, there we go. Good job. This is sim racing and not real, because they'd have headache right now. And anyone else having a good little battle? No, I think that's it now.
Yeah, it was pretty apt of Matt Bunn to do donuts there just after the finish line, right in front of the oncoming pack. Here comes everyone else across the line. Are these lot all battling? If they are, they're all about to go off before they get to the line, and a few of them got disqualified before they got to the line as well, but I'm sure they won't mind. This, of course, is a charity event. A bit of a comical way to finish, and Christopher Sherburn is the last car to finish. This is coming across the line now in 23rd position. Should still be on the lead lap, I think. Yes, he is. He's the last car on the lead lap. He comes across the line and finishes in 22nd after starting in pole position. So an eventful race for him. Well, Alex, Matt Bunn, I think he had the opportunity to try and get the lead, but for the sake of entertainment, he ended up providing us with a great comeback fight through the field for Jamie Fluke and Piers Pryor.
Yeah, amazing. Good fun all round. You know, in the end, I'm glad they did that actually and had that battle all race long. Is awesome. Yeah, just a shame Sam Reed couldn't stick with them. Like say, just those tyres were just gone at the end, and he just couldn't lap the same sort of pace.
Well, let's run you through the finishing order then for the second race, the Kia Club Series charity event, sponsored by East Coast Hydrographics. Jamie Fluke takes the win then. 2.8 seconds ahead of Piers Pryor, who fought back from stone dead last. And third was Pete Harrod, top of the Kias, Kia Club Series champion, of course. Matt Bunn finished fourth. After that monumental battle with Sam Reed, who finished in sixth. Sean Gardner finished in fifth as well. Andrew Brown seventh, Max Wright eighth, Roy Ververke in ninth, and 10th Lewis Bibby. All of those guys fought back from outside the top 20. 11th for Tristan Bodis, Kip Stevens 12th, 13th Ben Warburton, 14th for Scott Malcolm, 15th Jason Rose, 16th Mark Woodhouse, 17th in the end was Lorne Murray, Richard Gore 18th, 19th was Jörg Dankert, and 20th Jonathan Rex. James Leggett finished in 21st position, 22nd, that's on the lead lap, and the pole sitter was Christopher Sherburn, and the car's one lap down or more. We had Darrell Ramson, who I think got disqualified just before the end, Diogo Melro one lap down, Chris Wood also one lap down, Jack Baggerly 2 laps down, Michael Hall got disqualified, Cesaro Rizzo also 3 laps down, Magic Sakovic 3 laps down, Chaz Draycott finished 30th 3 laps down, Michael Jones disqualified 4 laps down in 31st, 32nd was George Ratchis, Jay Wright 33rd, Clinton Bell 34th 6 laps down, Liam Atkins 35th 8 laps down, 36th Anthony Mahoney 12 laps down, Ashley Blake Hood 16 laps down in 37th, Pete Newman 38th 19 laps down, and Jason Greenfield I think had problems right from the word go, finished 20 laps down in 39th. Well, we've got drivers queuing up for some interviews. We will start with I'm guessing the driver that has won the event tonight due to his win and second place across the 2 races tonight, and that is Piers Pryor. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Kia Club Series driver, of course.
I wonder actually, Adam, if we shouldn't have a word with Matt
Bunn
Bunn first,
because
Matt's organised all of this as well. So let's drag him up and see if we can have a quick word with him. I unfortunately can't move him.
And neither can I. And we will go and get a word with Matt Bunn now. Well, we are now joined by our event organisers here for the Kia Club Series charity event. Matt Bunn, a great second race there. You and Sam Reed looked inseparable.
Disco. No, it's brilliant. I was playing around with him a little bit. But yeah, no, it was an awesome race. Really happy with how everything turned out.
Yeah,
it's been things to say, if that's alright.
Yeah, it's been a brilliantly organised event. And do you know how much money's been raised so far tonight?
Last time I checked, we were close to £800. So yeah, we're going to split those between the 2 charities that were mentioned.
Awesome. Yeah,
and,
did you? Sorry, Matt. Did you say you wanted to say a quick word or something like that as well? I just missed that.
Yeah, sorry. I'd just like to say a couple of thank yous. Firstly, East Coast Hydrographics. They're the main event sponsors. All the details can be found in the video description on them. It's just a local business. They offer hydro dipping and loads of different services. Really good guys. Secondly, all the Club Series admin team who have helped organise the event. Special thanks to James Leggett, who designed all of the charity paint schemes for all the cars, which looked awesome. Of course, all you guys at Apex, the amazing broadcast, and all the races that you broadcast for the Club Series, but mainly this evening. I'm reading off a script, can't you tell? I always forget people. And yeah, of course, all the drivers that donated and participated in the event. We wouldn't have been able to do it without any of you guys. And finally, just to give a mention to Jacqueline's family and friends. who have really remained really strong since losing Jack. And they've done some amazing charity work themselves in the last few months, as well as trying to make a difference to other sufferers and sort of discussing with local MPs and organisations about the current help that's offered to people that are suffering from mental illnesses, and basically sort of just.
We lost you for a second there, Matt. Sorry, that last little bit you just cut out. Just say that bit again, please.
Yeah, I was just saying, finally, just to give a mention to Jack's family and friends who have remained really strong since losing Jack. They've done some amazing charity work themselves, as well as trying to make a difference to other sufferers. So they've been discussing with local MPs and organisations about sort of the current help that's offered to people, and discussing sort of ways that can further be improved for the future. So,
oh, awesome.
I think that's it, really. I'm absolutely boiling. I've got my fan on. That was an intense race.
Great event organised, Jan. Thanks for letting us be a part of it, and it's great racing between you and Sam Reed throughout the entire evening. And thanks for talking to us, Matt Bunn.
No problem. Cheers, guys.
Let's move on, Alex, to Piers Pryor, who I think has won the event tonight, a first and a second tonight. You must be delighted with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Like when the roof was obviously just looked like the car kind of choose, so I think I sort of chose pretty well. It was sort of 50-50. I thought I'd give it a go, and obviously it was pretty tight in quali with Jamie. He was going really quickly, and I had to pull it out on the last lap. The pressure was on. Just managed to fit him. It was so close. The racing in the first race, I thought it was a shame that he spun off because I thought he was going to come back toward the end because I had my setup just to go strong at the beginning, and the second race was that was I'm sure you saw what went on there, but that was crazy. It was cars everywhere. I at the start I was starting dead last, so I didn't even go. I just let the carnage ensue in front of me and picked my way through and thought, right, if I make my way through the first half the race without incident, then hopefully I'll be able to make progress in the second half, and it sort of went to plan. Didn't quite catch Jamie, which was a shame, but I gave it a good go.
Yeah, starting 39th and working through all those Kia Optimas, plus the 80 kilos of ballast, it was definitely interesting trying to pick where you had to make your moves.
Oh yeah, it was really interesting. The roof and the Kia obviously got very different handling characteristics. The roof's obviously quick in a straight line and out of the slow corners, but the Kia around the back section I couldn't quite keep up with them, and especially on the brakes. I made the mistake of trying to outbrake one or two of them during that race, and then just decided when I'd seen how badly it went, I thought I'd just get them out the corners. I did most of my moves, as I said, out the slow corners, which was it was handy actually because you sort of square off the corner and then drive away. But it was tricky to get my head round because I've been racing the Kia in the Club Series all year, and it is a bit of a different art in the roof. It is it took a while to get used to, but I really enjoyed it. I think we should do more events like this.
Alex, anything for Piers?
No, just to say congrats, really. Amazing performance all night long. Great pace. Like you say, just sneak in the pole position there as well. So weren't quite able to do the clean sweep, willing you on there at the end. But in the end, settled for the second place. But overall, yeah, definitely the driver of the day, really.
Well, thanks for that, Alex. I don't think I could really be too disappointed with the first and the second, so I'm pretty happy. Obviously, I would have liked to have catch Jamie, but Jamie was going really quickly, and he drove a really sort of a flawless second race, picking his way through the traffic cleanly and able to pull a gap. So I couldn't quite grab him at the end. So that was good driving by him. So well done.
Yeah, congrats.
Cheers.
Yep. Great job from Piers Pryor there. Who should we move on to next, Alex?
Take your pick. That's great.
Let's go Chaz Jacob.
Hooray!
Well, you were in the roof, and it looked like it was a bit of an eventful evening for you, to say the least.
In the roof and on my roof at some points. I think we've got Liam in here and all, actually. I want to bring him in if that's okay.
Yes, right.
We had a little bit of shenanigans. I don't know if you caught any of it, but it was quite good fun, actually. We had a really good night. We sort of brought the spirit of, why we did this, really. It was for fun, obviously, for charity. Matt's done a great job organising it, and like he said as well, James has done a great job organising with the paints and everything. But yeah, we brought the front side to it tonight, me and Liam. I think we both had pretty bad races, to be fair, because I can't drive that roof thing for God knows what. I've never driven it before tonight. I just got back from the British Touring Cars and jumped in it, and I can't drive it, so just thought, why not have a bit of fun? And that's certainly what we did. It was absolutely hilarious.
think you guys, like you say, just embraced the spirit out there. There was a lot of that going on, and which is what we wanted to see. Really, it would have been a bit disappointing had we seen all sorts of stuff with all taken the wrong way. But fortunately, yeah, everybody just embraced what it was all about tonight. So yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. I'll be honest, I don't think we caught too much of it. There was so much going on at the front and different places. I have to say, I don't recall featuring you two getting together or getting involved in anything. So apologies for that. But I tell you what, the racing was brilliant tonight.
Oh, it was, yeah. I mean, when I saw that Piers had won the first race by like 40 seconds, I mean, George just hit the floor. It's just a hell of a win, that is. It's unbelievable. But yeah, it was definitely good fun. I think the quote of the night does actually go to Liam, though, because he made a mistake into, I think it was the Sheen curve, and he sort of drifted on the inside on the brakes and took like 3 people out. And we were like, Liam, what are you doing? And he went, it's okay, it's for charity. So shouts to Liam for being entertaining tonight. But yeah, the racing seemed really good from what I've seen. So yeah, it's exactly the event we wanted, and obviously it's good promotion for the club series as well. So hopefully with season 4 coming up, it'll definitely sort of bring people in. Yes, Kia Club Series. Do we have a date for when the championship is back? It's me organising. I don't know.
26th.
I think it's 26th of June. I think.
Chaz will be late.
It's a Sunday.
It's the 26th. It's the 26th of June at Brands Indy.
There you go. Matt Bunn, the organisationalist here. I'm just here to make things look pretty.
Make a few trailers, of course.
Well, yeah.
We'll probably see in a few weeks, and of course it will be on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live, so we'll have Paul Smith back for that as always. Glad you had a fun race meeting, Chaz, and thanks for talking to us.
No worries, lads. Cheers for broadcasting, it was great.
We'll end with Liam Atkins. Yeah, as Chaz was saying, you looked like you had your own problems, 8 laps down in the end in the second race, but was it enjoyable for you?
Yeah, it was a good evening, and just as everyone said, thanks to Matt for organising, James for sorting out all the paint. But yeah, it was good first race. I think I gained something like 23 positions, something like that in the first 3 laps, and then the tyres were cooked so I couldn't go any further. And in race 2, I started in 20th, got up to 6th, but then Chaz spun, and I had nowhere to go except into the side of Chaz's car.
Alex, anything further?
Yeah, no, not really. I think everything's been summed up with what Chaz and yourself have said there. So yeah, just look like you had a lot of fun out there and embrace the spirit. And yeah, you're going to be back for the club series in a few weeks' time then?
I won't be racing, but I'll be doing the live stewarding and calling safety cars out if required.
Rightio.
Great for talking. Thanks for talking to us, Liam. It sounds like you had fun out there, so well done on that, and we'll see you in the Kia Club Series in a few weeks.
Thank you.
Well then, Alex, great event for the Kia Club Series charity, and two great races, and of course the reverse grid and the ballast, all those things helping provide some great racing there.
What a fun evening we've just had. You know, all for charity as well, which makes it absolutely the best thing there. So, and great racing to commentate on. Lots of fun, lots of action. We really didn't know what was going to go on in that final and that second race. You know, reverse grids always mix it up, and just what's done in drive from Piers to work his way from the very last position on the grid up to second, and only I think it was 2.9 seconds back from Jamie in the end. So fantastic night from him. But congrats to Jamie on the second race as well. So been awesome.
Well, thanks to Alex, our Racing World Championship driver, and remember to donate if you can using the information in the description below. Thank you for watching then the Kia Club Series charity event here on Apex Racing TV, iRacing Live and Motors TV, and it's good night from the Brands Hatch circuit here in England.